Good morning, all. Today we are going to start the discussion over regenerative cycles. Previously, we have studied about the basic Rankine cycle and then actual Rankine cycles. Then we had some modification theory over that to improve the efficiency of the Rankine cycle. And then we first read the reheat Rankine cycle. And today we are going to discuss regenerative Rankine cycle. So what is the regenerative Rankine cycle? We need to understand over it. Okay, so reheating has the limited ability to improve the thermodynamic efficiency of Rankine cycle because we have studied that if we are reheating, then first reheating then seems very good. Okay, instead of this, we move for the expansion in the turbine and then again reheating, then again expansion in the turbine, then again reheating. So as we have also discussed that reheating more than two time is actually a matter of loss, and it also consists of so many changes in the system. Okay, so that is a limited efficiency gain, but is quite useful in the reduction in the moisture. What we see in the output of the turbine. So here, say if your dome is like this, here you will definitely have a good moisture, but this point will come across around the saturated vapor line or very nearer to this. Okay, so we feel very better because according to the point of view of the moisture content at the outlet of the turbine. Okay, so however, it is observed that the largest single loss of energy in a power plant occurs at the condenser. We have already discussed it that the largest single loss of energy in a power plant occurs in the condenser, in which the heat is rejected to the coolant. Okay, and there are two things that first we need to manage this. The heat reduction is requirement here because we cannot directly send this steam of low temperature low pressure into the boiler, because it will increase the heat addition and also make typical the heat addition in the boiler. Similar, the another thing is uh, it will definitely create another thing that will uh, will not obey the statements of second law of thermodynamics. ओके, सेकंड थिंग, जब हम यहाँ पर ये कंडेंसर को यहाँ पर यूज़ करते हैं, तो कंडेंसर को यूज़ करना पहली बात तो हमारे लिए हीट रिजेक्शन है, और दूसरी बात ये सिर्फ ऐसे भी हो गया होता कि स्टीम डायरेक्टली कन्वर्ट हो रही है और हमें हीट रिजेक्ट करना पड़ रहा है, तब भी एक बार को ये ठीक था, लेकिन हमें इसके लिए अगर कूलिंग टावर को रन करना पड़ रहा है, हमें कूलेंट को मूव करवाने के लिए पंपिंग वगैरह करनी पड़ रही है और कूलिंग टावर का अरेंजमेंट करना पड़ रहा है, then this is a very expensive type of thing. Okay, so we want to reduce this. So what to do? So loss of energy in a power plant occurs at the condenser, in which the heat is rejected to the coolant. Okay, hence reducing this rejected heat drastically improves efficiency. So as this heat is reduced, means heat rejection is reduced, if by somehow, then definitely it will increase the efficiency. So how to reduce the heat rejection in the condenser? So what to do for that? First thing, we are improving the efficiency of heat exchanger, कि हम यहाँ पर बेटर हीट रिजेक्शन हो सके, और हम ये बोल रहे हैं कि हीट रिजेक्शन को अगर हम रिड्यूस कर दें तो कैसे ये करेंगे और कैसे हम इसको प्रॉपरली कर सकते हैं कि ये थर्मोडायनेमिक्स के लॉज को डिसओबे भी ना करे. So in the both ideal and reheat cycle, the condensate is returned to the boiler at the lowest temperature of the cycle. तो अगर हम both ideal और reheat रैंकिन साइकिल की बात करें, तो जो कंडेंसेट है उसको हम वापस से बॉयलर में भेज रहे हैं at lowest temperature of the cycle. ऐसा कर रहे हैं हम. So the fluid is heated to saturation by direct mixing in the steam drum of the boiler by furnace radiation in both tubes or by gas convection heating by the flue gases in the economizer. अब अगर आपको शायद ये क्लियर हो, we have already talked about this in basic mechanical engineering lab also, that what we see, there are gases dissolved in the water, okay, like CO2, oxygen and all, and these gases reduces the compressible, the pressurizing effects, and actually there are loss. तो हम इसको डी एरेशन करते हैं डी एरेटर में बेच के, और पर्पस हमारा क्या है कि थोड़ी सी अगर हीटिंग कर दें हम, तो बिकॉज ऑफ द स्लाइट हीटिंग द वाटर reduces the dissolvability, and in that case the CO2 and O2 that was dissolved earlier in the water, that leaves the water. So ये जो प्रोसेस है, पहली बात हमें ये करना है। दूसरी बात, हम यहाँ पर वाटर के टेम्परेचर को इंक्रीज करना चाह रहे हैं, ठीक है। तो रीजनरेटर में हम यही कर रहे हैं हम। तो रीजनरेटिव जो साइकिल है, इसमें हम यही मेथड को यूज करेंगे। सो ऑल दीज मेथड्स इन्वॉल्व लार्ज टेम्परेचर डिफरेंसेस and are inherently irreversible. Instead of restoring to such a procedure, a method of feed water heating is considered. ठीक है। अगर हम ये कहें कि हमें रीस्टोर करना है किसी प्रोसीजर में, तो हम फीड वाटर हीटिंग करते हैं। फीड वाटर हीटिंग क्या है कि जो आप पंपिंग कर रहे हैं पानी को, और आप जो बॉयलर में जिस पानी को भेजने वाले हैं, तो हम उस पानी को हम पहले ही थोड़ा गर्म कर लेते हैं। कैसे गर्म करते हैं? टरबाइन के आउटलेट से। तो टरबाइन के आउटलेट से बॉयलर के इनपुट को अगर हम गर्म कर लें with the help of direct mixing or indirect mixing or indirect heat transfer, so in that case आपका यहाँ पर ये स्टीम से वाटर में कन्वर्जन भी हो जाएगा टरबाइन के आउटलेट का, और जो पानी बॉयलर में जाने वाला है उसकी प्री हीटिंग भी हो जाएगी। और यही चीज को हम लोगों ने जब बॉयलर के बारे में डिस्कशन किया था, हमने बीएमई लैब में भी देखा था, तो वहां पे हमने कहा था कि ये जो हीटिंग है ये इकोनोमाइजर के थ्रू हो रही है। तो इकोनोमाइजर का नाम भी इकोनोमाइजर इसलिए है क्योंकि वो इकोनॉमी को इंक्रीज कर रहा है, ठीक है। तो इन द सिंपल रैंकाइन साइकिल द एवरेज टेम्परेचर ऑफ हीट एडिशन इज क्वाइट लो। तो हीट एडिशन का जो टेम्परेचर होता है सिंपल रैंकाइन साइकिल में, वो बहुत कम होता है, हमने देखा। So if the amount of heat required for this purpose is supplied internally, the cyclic thermal efficiency would approach that of the Carnot cycle. तो अगर हम जो हमारा हीट रिक्वायरमेंट का अकाउंट है, जो अमाउंट है, अगर हम उसको इंटरनली अगर हम सप्लाई कर दें, आपस में हम इस तरह से सप्लाई करके उसको हम रिड्यूस कर दें, तो हम किसी प्रकार से जो कार्नट साइकिल की एफिशिएंसी उसके नजदीक पहुंच सकते हैं, ठीक है। सो दिस कुड बी डन इन अ रीजनरेटिव साइकिल इन विच द feed water is heated, actually preheated by the expanding steam. So I want to clarify this thing with the help of this diagram. So what we have already discussed earlier कि ये जो आपका यहाँ पर ये टरबाइन का आउटलेट है, टरबाइन के आउटलेट वाले पानी से अगर हम इस वाले पानी को हाई प्रेशराइज वाटर जो कि बॉयलर में जाने वाला है, क्योंकि टरबाइन का आउटलेट आपका स्टीम है, ठीक है, यहाँ पर 95 और 90% वाली क्वालिटी ऑफ स्टीम वाली स्टीम है। तो ये जब स्टीम है जिसको हमें कूल ही करना है और हमें लिक्विड में ही कन्वर्ट करना है, अगर हम पहले ही इस वाले पानी के कॉन्टेक्ट में ले आए तो पहली बात तो इस पानी का टेम्परेचर बढ़ जाएगा, ठीक है। तो उससे बेनिफिट क्या होगा कि आपको बॉयलर में हीटिंग कम करनी पड़ेगी सेम टेम्परेचर को अचीव करने के लिए। दूसरी बात, आपको इस जो स्टीम है इसको कूल ही करना है, दिस इज द पर्पस फॉर यू। सो ये जो अगर इसकी कूलिंग ही हमें करनी है, तो अगर हम इसको और भी लो टेम्परेचर पे ले आएंगे विदाउट मूविंग और बिफोर मूविंग टू द कंडेंसर, सो व्हाट इज द लॉस? Okay. So in that case, you do two things. First, you are heating the water. Second, by preheating the water, which is going into the boiler, आप यहाँ पर de-aeration कर रहे हैं। तो ऑक्सीजन और CO2 जो dissolved gases है, आप उनको remove कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। And both are healthy for the better running of the power plant. Alright. So if the amount of heat required for this purpose is supplied internally, the cyclic efficiency would approach to that of the Carnot cycle. ठीक है. So this would be done in a regenerative cycle in which feed water is preheated by the expanding steam. तो हम कैसे कर सकते हैं? तो हम ऐसे कर सकते हैं कि जो एक्सपेंडिंग स्टीम है उससे हम फीड वाटर जो है उसकी हम प्रीहीटिंग कर दें. ठीक है. फीड वाटर क्यों कहा है? क्योंकि फीडिंग कर रहे हैं हम, जो बॉयलर में वाटर की फीडिंग करते हैं ना, दैट इज नोन एज द फीड वाटर. So the thermal efficiency of the Rankine cycle increases as the result of the regeneration. अब आप कहोगे कि सर एफिशिएंसी इंक्रीज क्यों हो रही है? उसका जो मेजर पर्पस है, उसका जो फंडामेंटल पर्पस है, फंडामेंटल रीजन है, वो रीजन ये है कि आपकी यहाँ पर मीन टेम्परेचर ऑफ हीट एडिशन बढ़ रहा है. और हमने पहले इसको कई बार डिस्कस किया है कि जब जब भी हमारा मीन टेम्परेचर ऑफ हीट एडिशन बढ़ेगा, डेफिनेटली वी विल see the enhancement in the efficiency of the Rankine cycle or any power cycle. So regenerative cycle, this is the because the regeneration raises the average temperature at which heat is transferred to the steam in the boiler by raising the temperature of water before it enters the boiler. ठीक है. तो हम यहाँ पे पहली बात तो ये कर रहे हैं. दूसरी बात, द प्रैक्टिकल रीजनरेशन प्रोसेस इन द स्टीम पावर प्लांट इज अकम्प्लिश्ड बाय एक्सट्रैक्टिंग और ब्लीडिंग स्टीम फ्रॉम द टरबाइन एट वेरियस पॉइंट्स. जरूरी नहीं कि टरबाइन के आउटलेट से ही स्टीम को निकाला जाए, टरबाइन के अलग अलग जोन से भी हम स्टीम को एक्सट्रैक्ट कर सकते हैं. प्रेशर के अकॉर्डिंग हम इस चीज को मैनेज करते हैं. ठीक है. सो दिस स्टीम विच कुड हैव प्रोड्यूस्ड more work by expanding further in the turbine is used to heat the water instead. तो यहाँ पर नो डाउट जब हम टरबाइन के आउटलेट से ना निकाल के टरबाइन के अलग अलग पॉइंट से जब हम स्टीम को निकालते हैं जो कि और भी काम कर सकती थी, ठीक है, बट हमने प्रेशर डिफरेंस की वजह से उसको पहले निकाल लिया. सो दैट इज एक्चुअली the known as the feed water. So the device where the feed water is heated by regeneration is called the regenerator, ठीक है, or the feed water heater, and in short we usually say FWH. बात समझ में आ रही है? A feed water heating or heater is basically a heat exchanger where heat is transferred from steam to the feed water either by mixing the two streams और ओपन फीड वाटर हीटर्स जिनमें हमने डायरेक्टली मिक्स करते हैं, और कई बार हम जब विदाउट मिक्सिंग करते हैं तो फिर वो क्लोज्ड फीड वाटर हीटर्स होते हैं. ठीक है. सो सी द practical understanding of this, the two diagrams are there and which will explain you how exactly it happens. So here is the ideal regenerative cycle. So we first see this how it works. So say you did the pumping and after the pumping the water came here after pressurizing, okay, where you added some heat in the boiler. So this is the boiler. So after the boiler the water goes to the turbine, and in the turbine the expansion takes place. The outlet of the turbine goes to the condenser, okay, and the outlet of the turbine when goes to the condenser, it releases heat here. So the latent heat reserve is released to the environment. Okay, so this is the turbine and this is the condenser. After the condenser, what happens? This water moves to the pump. So this is the normal process. But in this case of ideal regenerative cycle, what we are doing, that after the pump, the pressurized water moves to the turbine. Okay, so this is the indirect mixing is there, not direct mixing. This water is not mixing directly with the steam of the turbine. Okay, so we are moving continuously, and then after indirect mixing, this water heated, and then after heating it goes to the boiler. Okay, so this is the ideal regenerative cycle. And now we see practically regenerative cycle when operates, how it works. And here we are showing with two feed water heaters. Okay, so again the boiler is there, and after boiler it goes to the turbine. So assume that we are working with the 1 kilogram of water. Okay, to understand this problem very calculatively. So when it goes to the 1 kilogram goes to the turbine extract released at the point number 4. So point number 4 is the the later point, but what we do initially, we release some of the part of the steam at point number 2. So this is with the help of FWH. We said earlier कि जो आपके हीट एक्सचेंजर्स है, फीड वाटर हीटर्स है, जो कि अलग अलग टाइम ऑफ एक्सपेंशन पे टरबाइन से स्टीम को रिलीज करते हैं, दैट आर नोन एज द फीड वाटर हीटर्स. सो दिस इज द फीड वाटर हीटर. हमने यहाँ से कुछ स्टीम को निकाल लिया है पॉइंट नंबर 2 पे. अज्यूम दैट दैट इज द m1 किलोग्राम, no doubt less than the 1 kilogram. So assume this is the 200 grams only, or 0.2 kilogram. So 0.2 kilogram came here, okay, at P2 pressure, which is definitely lesser than the P1 but higher than the P3 and P4. All right, so P2 pressure, and then it goes to the control volume approach and the heater here, and this heater is used to heat the water. We will use that. Okay, again we extracted some of the steam at point number 3, which is m2 kilogram. Assume this is also 0.2 kilograms. Okay, so at the pressure P3 moves to the feed heater 2. Okay, and the final extraction, which is exactly equal to zero point 0.6 of kilogram. All right, because 1 kilogram was total, we have extracted zero point 0.2 earlier at point number 2, zero point 0.2 earlier at point number 3. Now at point number 4 it will be 1 minus zero point 0.2 minus zero point 0.2, so this will be 0.6 of kilograms. Okay, so zero point 0.6 of kilograms, the steam after complete extraction comes to the condenser, releases heat and converted to the water. This water is pumped with the help of a pump, and then this pumped water moves to the heater number 2, where the P3 pressure and m2 kilogram steam is available there to mixed with this. You know what, we are pumping this water to the pressure of P3 only, where direct mixing may takes place. Okay, so direct mixing of this steam and this water takes place here. It is heated. It is now heated. Now this is of total P3 pressure. Again we pumped it to the pressure P2. All right. So pressure P2 water, it is now become water after mixing steam and water. So this is again water of P3 pressure. Okay, and which is definitely heated now. It is pumped to the pressure P2. So now here P2 pressure steam is available already there. So again direct mixing takes place. After the direct mixing, this water and steam again converted to the very highly heated water of pressure P2. Okay, and now the the weight is 1 kilogram, because this is initially 0.6 kilogram. Now this is 0.8 kilogram after mixing here, and now this is 1 kilogram water. Okay, at very high temperature. Then this very high temperature water again pumped to the um, at the WP3, the pump number 3, to the boiler pressure. Okay, so this heated water goes to the boiler, increases the mean temperature of heat addition. So definitely the efficiency of the system increases. All right. So this way we may also see in the diagram of TS and HS. So see what we are doing. So if you will compare these two with the help of this figure, So 1 to 4 is the exact cycle. So first we say what is the original cycle. So 1, 4 and 5 and 10. So see here 1, okay, 4, 5 and 10. Alright. Now the first feed water heating. So at the very high pressure. So 1, 2, then this is 9, 10. 1 to 9, 10. So 1 and this is 2 at first very high pressure 9, 10. Okay. Similarly, the second one is 1, 3, 7, then 8, 9, 10. 1, 3, this is the 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now the complete cycle 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So this is the cycle which we have gone through, and this is the extraction at the very high pressure. Okay. This is at the little low pressure. Say we have talked about this is 1 kilogram. So this is 0.2 kilograms. This is again 0.2 kilograms, and this is the remaining 0.6 kilograms. And this way this happens. This is the general cycle. If we are not superheating this, we see this type of problems here. So see, the fundamental is that because you need to reject your heat at this level, quality of steam decreased here. You need to invest and reject this heat which is not of your use. So you need to have a problem of this. So in that case, what you need to do? Firstly, the major thing is uh, this portion definitely reduce the total energy of the system because we are rejecting it, and we need to work on the cooling towers also. So what we did, we just increased the mean temperature of heat addition with the help of regenerative cycle. So this is a TS diagram, probably you understood it. And now we talk about the HS diagram, which shows the constant pressure cycles are these are the constant pressure cycles P1, P2, P3, P4. Okay, P1 is the pressure of the boiler, P2 is the first FWH, P3 is the second FWH, and P4 is the pressure after the turbine. Okay, so in this way we see the things. So now we talk about the regenerative cycle for open feed water heaters, as we saw earlier in the previous problem. Okay, so an open or direct contact feed water heater is basically a mixing chamber where the steam extracted from the turbine mixes with the feed water exiting the pump. Okay, ideally the mixture leaves the heater as a saturated liquid at the heater pressure, and the schematic of the steam power plant with one open feed water heater, also called single stage regenerative cycle, and T's diagram of the cycles are as shown in figure. Very simple is there because one FWH is the very simple thing. So we previously done for the 2 FWH. So it is now very clear and easy all. Okay, similarly, you may talk about the other things also. So in an ideal regenerative Rankine cycle, steam enters the turbine at the boiler pressure and expands isentropically to an intermediate pressure the point number 6. Okay, this one. So some steam is extracted at this state and routed to the FWH while the remaining steam continues to expand and isentropically. So previously this was happening. Now we have introduced the new figure here. Okay. So in that case, 1, 2, 3, 4 in that way. So 1, 2 and 3, 4, and we have already gone through the fundamentals of this. So earlier we had 2. Okay, so the steam leaves the condenser as a saturated liquid at the condenser pressure, which is the state 1. All right, now the condensed water, which is also called the feed water, then enters an isentropic pump, okay, where it is compressed to the feed water heater's pressure number point, heat feed water heater pressure, which is state 2, okay, and is routed to the feed water heater. Okay, so this routed to the feed water heater. All right, and the fraction of the steam extracted is such that the mixture leaves the heater as a saturated liquid at the heater pressure, the point number 3. So now this goes to the point number 3. As the second pump raises the final pressure at the boiler pressure, which is the required pressure for the boiler. So to the boiler pressure, and the cycle is completed by heating the water in the boiler to the turbine inlet. Okay, so the calculation process will be done in the next class. This is all for today. Okay, or I think we should do it completely. Okay, so let for each kilogram of steam leaves the boiler, where y kilogram expands partially in the turbine and is extracted at state 6. So the remaining 1 minus y, as we have calculated for 1 kilogram. So 1 minus y expands completely in the condenser pressure. Okay, as we had an example of point 2, point 2, and zero point 0.6. So this is the actually zero point 0.6. Okay, so the heat and work interaction of a regenerative Rankine cycle with one feed water heater can be expressed per unit mass of the steam flowing through the boiler as follows. So Qin is equal to H5 minus H4. Qin is the H5 minus H4 this process in the boiler. And Q out is 1 minus Y H7 minus H1. ये जो Q in है आपका, नहीं Q in नहीं, ये आपका Q out है. So Q out is H7 minus H1, which will shown in the figure. So if this point is 7, because we are rejecting heat for the other cycle, okay. So in that way, turbine output will be H5 minus H6 for the complete, while 1 minus Y H6 minus H7. Okay, so this cycle is like we are working for in that way. This point is point number 7, this point is point number 1, and we are actually releasing in that way. We should read like this. So point number 7 is this, and here, yes, so this, and this is the 5. So 5 minus 6 for all, and 6 minus 7 for only 1 minus Y. Okay, so in that way we just need to clear that one. Okay, so W pump in will be there. So 1 minus Y W pump. Again we are working 1 minus Y only for the W pump, which is say 1 to 2. So 2 minus 1 plus W pump second for the total boiler pressure. Okay, so this is for all. So for the total, so that's why we have already multiplied with 1, or no need to write it. So why is the fraction of steam extracted already, and which may be represented in m dot 6 over m dot 5 over okay. So W pump 1 will be V1 into P2 minus P1. Okay, and then W pump 2 will be V3 P4 minus P3, because this point is 3 and this point is 4. Okay, so so the thermal efficiency of the cycle is given by this way. So at I is equal to net work done over heat supplied, and which is Q in minus Q out over Q in, and in that way we may represent this. Okay, so this is the way in which we will discuss the regenerative cycle cycles. So this is all for today. Thank you very much. Have a good day.